Hello everyone, it's Jess in the same dress, and welcome back to my channel, Nose in a Book. Obviously pre-filming in the same dress again, so I apologize. I don't know why I'm apologizing. Anyways, today I am going to be filming my October TBR. So as I am filming this, it is still September, so I'm not sure if there will be any books that I am still currently reading left over from September, but I will definitely finish those before I move on, unless I decide to DNF one, which I can't imagine because they're all really great right now. So that being said, this stack of books is going to be what I would like to get to, and probably not even all of them this month. It's just a big stack of books, and a lot of them are spooky-ish because Halloween is this month, and even though I don't like horror and I don't like scary stuff, I do like the spooky stuff. So I'm super excited to get into these books for you. I'm gonna make this real quick because they are quite a big stack. So the first two books that are on my TBR are definite ones I need to get to, but I don't have them because I don't even know what they are yet. The first one is going to be the pick of October-November for the Ostentatious Book Club, which has not been announced yet as far as I know as I'm filming this video. I've talked about Ostentatious a lot already on my channel, but it is a book club that was started by Zoe over at Read by Zoe, and it began by reading all of the Jane Austen novels, thus the name Ostentatious. But once we finished all of those novels, we went ahead and started reading other classics like Jane Eyre, and we're currently reading The Hobbit. I probably have finished it at this point while this is being posted, but yes, so there will be a new book for the month of October-November because now they're doing books every 2 months, but I don't know what that book is going to be yet. I'm definitely going to read it, however, so I'm very excited to find that out. The second one that I would like to pick up, again, I don't even know what it is yet, but I'm very excited because I actually have a real-life book club that I'm a part of now with real-life people that I get to meet with, like outside of a cafe on a Sunday evening. That's just been a dream of mine. It's so beautiful. Like, I love BookTube and I love talking to you guys, and it's so amazing. But I don't know if you guys have ever had like that dream of having like coffee with your friends while you chat about books in a place that you can all meet. So I'm not sure what that book is going to be yet, but I will let you know. This is part of the Getting Teen Trashed book club that one of my old coworkers started. She loves reading teen books and her family always makes fun of her for reading teen trash. And of course, you know, with a title like that, I was all about this club, and we've already read 2 books and I've really enjoyed them. So I'm excited to find out what our October pick is. I'll probably know by the time this video goes up, but alas, pre-filming. Aside from those 2 books, I have quite a vast stack over here that I will definitely not get to all the books unless there's a miracle in October that allows me to read faster or more. So the first one I would like to get to is left over from what I wanted to read in September, and that is P.S. I Like You by Casey West. Sorry about the glare, my lamp is bright, but it is nighttime and I don't have other light. Anyways, so this book came in an Owl Crate box, I think last year, I want to say, and it is a contemporary YA that is about a girl named Lily who one day is kind of mindlessly sketching song lyrics on her desk and then comes back the next day to find that those lyrics have been finished, and this kind of evolves into a whole note exchange in which she kind of finds herself falling for whomever is, you know, exchanging notes with her, but she has no idea who they are. So yeah, it sounds really cute. I wanted to pick it up in September because it was like, I wanted to read something like Back to School, and it was so nice, and I just wanted to pick that up, and I just never got around to it, so hopefully I will find time for it in October. If not, it'll probably go back on my TBR until next year sometime. The next one I also wanted to read in September, but I'm very excited to be picking it up in October. I think it'll be a great fallish read, and that is A Torch Against the Night by Saba Tahir. This is the sequel to An Ember in the Ashes. That book follows 2 main characters, Laia and Elias. Laia is the daughter of a scholar, and her brother live in this village of scholars in what is called the Empire. It's kind of based on ancient Rome, and her brother is taken by the Empire, and so she ends up becoming a spy for the resistance to try to help rescue him. Elias, however, is actually a soldier in the Empire, and he's been seeing kind of some things that are wrong with the Empire and how it is run, and so he has decided at the beginning of the book, not this one, at the beginning of the first book, to desert, but that doesn't quite work out for him, and of course Laia and Elias have to meet at some point because there are 2 main characters. And more adventures ensue from there, and I can't wait to pick up the sequel. I've heard amazing things about it, and I can't believe I waited this long. It came out about this time last year. Like, I want to say it came out in November last year, and I've still not picked it up. So I will be picking it up this month. It will happen. And if not this month, then before the end of the year. So as most of you know already, I think I've mentioned it in a couple of other videos, I am rereading the Harry Potter series for the first time in a really long time. I used to reread it every year, and then I just kind of got out of the habit of doing that because I wasn't really reading. And so this year I decided to listen to all of the audiobooks by Jim Dale. And I started back in July, and I read The Sorcerer's Stone and The Chamber of Secrets, both in July. Then I read Prisoner of Azkaban in August, but unfortunately September I just didn't get around to picking up the fourth one, which is The Goblet of Fire. And again, it's read by Jim Dale. I got the audiobook out from the library. I had the first three on Audible, but unfortunately I canceled my Audible subscription because money, and so I ended up getting this one out from the library, which I was really happy that they had it for me. So I can't wait to get to listening to this sometime in October, and I'm hoping to finish this like halfway through October so I can pick up Order of the Phoenix so I don't get too behind, because I would like to finish the Deathly Hallows by December. So yeah. I'm very, very excited to be listening to these again. It's been an amazing experience, which I might make an entire video about by the end of this year so I can tell you all about my experience with the audiobooks, but they're lovely. The next one I am very, very excited to pick up is Our Dark Duet by Victoria Schwab. This is the sequel to This Savage Song, which I read last year, and I was anxiously awaiting the sequel, but I never picked it up. And so I'm excited to read it during October. It's going to be spooky. Basically, This Savage Song follows Kate Harker and August Flynn. Kate's father is kind of this evil, post-apocalyptic, dictatorish person, and she wants to be evil like him because, you know, you got your parents to look up to, right? And then August just wants to be human. Just wants to be human. This is set in a post-apocalyptic-ish world where acts of violence actually become physical monsters which attack people. Pretty cool and crazy and scary. I would not want to live that. It is quite a bit of a chunker. I've got like quite a few pretty chunky books on this TBR so far, and the TBR is not over yet. The next one I would like to pick up is a bit of a smaller book, but it's still chunkier than the first one in the series, and that is Midnight in Austenland by Shannon Hale. This is a sequel to Austenland by Shannon Hale, but I don't believe that they're at all connected. Austenland is about a girl who is basically obsessed with Mr. Darcy, and he's preventing her from living her own romantic life currently. So her aunt, I believe, maybe her grandmother, but I think it's her great aunt or something, when she passes away, her inheritance that she leaves the main character is a ticket to a place called Austenland, which is kind of a whole Jane Austen experience. So you go to this big, like, Victorian mansion castle thing. My cat is meowing to get out of the room. As I was saying, so you go to this big romantic Victorian castle thing, and all the females are guests and all the males are actors, and you get to kind of partake in your own Jane Austen romance. Now, that one was based largely off Pride and Prejudice, and I believe this one is supposed to be based more off of Northanger Abbey, and so it's going to be a little bit more spooky. There might be a murder mystery, and basically it's all fun and games until it's not anymore. The next one is by one of my favorite authors, well, partially by one of my favorite authors. It is a short story compilation, and one of the authors is Meg Cabot, who wrote The Princess Diaries, and I love her. She's so hilarious. But anyways, this compilation is called Prom Nights from Hell. Another author that has written in here is Stephanie Meyer, Laura Miracle, Michelle Jaffe? I have no idea, and Kim Harrison. So this compilation is all paranormal prom nights. Like, for example, in the blurb it talks about, you know, if you're dancing with the Grim Reaper and he's not there to tell you how nice you look in your prom dress, if you know what I mean. So it's probably going to be super cheesy, but I love the super cheesy a lot. So I will let you guys know how I feel about this, but I've been wanting to read this since high school, and now is the time. The next one is another favorite author, and that is Robin McKinley's Sunshine. Robin McKinley is one of my favorite fairy tale retelling authors. I love her retelling of Beauty and the Beast called Beauty. I love her retelling of Sleeping Beauty called Spindle's End. They were both really lovely. She also has a retelling, she has two retellings of Beauty and the Beast. I like Beauty better. And then she also has another retelling of, I think, Robin Hood, which I haven't read yet, and I think I even might have it on one of these shelves here somewhere. But Sunshine is actually a vampire novel, and other than that I know absolutely nothing except for look how pretty this cover is. Like, dark chandeliers and ceilings, and on the back you can kind of see like the silhouette here of this sun that looks like the one ring to rule them all, but it's a sun. It just looks absolutely wonderful, and I have no idea what it's about other than that, but I am so excited to read it. It is quite a big one. It's like 400 pages, but maybe I'll get around to it, maybe I won't. If I don't get around to it, it'll go back on the TBR for maybe next year. Water is very necessary for filming. Next book that I would like to pick up this October was actually a Miyazaki film, and it's my favorite Miyazaki film, and I might have mentioned it on this channel before, but that is Howl's Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones. I have not ever read the book. I didn't even know there was a book until last year when I saw Reagan from Peruse Project talking about it on her channel, and I was like,
there's a book of Howl's Moving Castle? What?
So I am so excited to read this. Howl's Moving Castle follows our main character Sophie, who has been cursed. I forget a lot of the plot because it's been years since I've watched Howl's Moving Castle, and I'm gonna do a rewatch after I read this book. But Howl is a wizard, and I think he's also cursed, and he's trying to help Sophie, and he lives in a moving castle, woo, as the title suggests. So hopefully I get around to reading this. If not, I will pick it up at some other point, but very excited to pick up Howl's Moving Castle. Along those same lines, I have another Diana Wynne Jones book, and that is Witch's Business. This is a very short book because I have a lot of really long books, and so these next ones are a little bit shorter, so just in case I get bogged down by any of the long ones. I have no idea what this is about, except for I think it's a revenge story. It says they're in the business of revenge on the back, so I'm very excited to read it. And if she wrote Howl's Moving Castle, I can't imagine that this would be bad. The next one is another like paranormal-ish romance, I think, and that is Jekyll Loves Hyde by Beth Fantaschi. Beth Fantaschi wrote Jessica's Guide to Dating on the Dark Side, which I always was intrigued by because my name is Jessica and I did not write a guide that I know of. But I did not actually ever end up reading that series, but I found this one for really cheap at Half Price Books, and it looked intriguing. This one is about Jekyll and Hyde. That is their last names. I think it's Jill Jekyll and Tristan Hyde, and they're working on a science project that is obviously Jekyll and Hyde-ish, I'm assuming, and romance ensues, and probably some spooky scariness and bad boys. I'll let you guys know. And last but not least, another shorter one just in case I get bogged down by all the giant pile of TBR that I have set myself up for failure with. And that is Urara by Chika Shiomi. This is the first manga in a series of manga called Urara. Go figure. And this is about Urara Tsukinawa, who's a girl in high school, and one day she finds that she can see ghosts. I don't really know anything else about it, so I'm excited to read it eventually, and it looks really good, so I figure if I'm getting bogged down by all the stuff that I have on my TBR this time, I will go ahead and pick it up. That is all for my October TBR. It is quite extensive. I'm going to be doing weekly wrap-ups at least for the first week of October just to see how I like it and let you guys know what I am actually reading at the time and what I'm thinking about it and that kind of thing. But hopefully I'll get to all of these because I know my Goodreads challenge needs me to read more. Let me know what you guys are picking up this October, if you guys are participating in Spookathon or Dewey's 24-hour readathon. I am not doing Spookathon, but I am doing the 24-hour readathon. Super excited about that. And let me know what you guys are planning on reading this month. If you've read any of these books, let me know what you thought about them. Thumbs up, thumbs down, 5 stars, 0 stars, whatever. Just no spoilers, please. And yeah, I think that's it. Happy reading this October. Ooh. Bye.